So let me get into it very quickly here, because this is what I talked about on the podcast last night. It starts with goaltending. Now, I didn't necessarily love the first goal that Freddie Andersen allowed. It certainly wasn't his fault. Shorthanded goal, 2-on-1, blah, blah, blah. So there were a lot of things that happened before Freddie, but I also thought that the way that puck went in, yes, he was crashed into, but being crashed into didn't cause the goal.
Right.
That goal was going in before he was crashed into, and that's the part I didn't love about it. But with all of that said, Andersen was really good last night.
Oh, my gosh. During that power play at the end.
Oh, my God. 25 saves. And if you look at Carolina's last 10 games, obviously not all of these are wins. It's an 8-game winning streak. But if you look at their last 10 games, their goaltending off the charts. Kochetkov has a .948 save percentage in his last 5. He's 5-0-0. Andersen's save percentage in his last 5, in which he is 4-1-0, is .938. I think that's good. Combined, it's about .943 over their last 10 games. In this 8-game winning streak, they have allowed 10 goals.
Wow.
Just 10. I could be wrong here. 1.25 goals allowed per game probably wins a lot.
I would say so.
So, again, that ain't going to, it's not going to keep up at that pace, obviously. But when we went back, let's say 3 weeks before the trade deadline, and I mean, we talked about it on this show, I talked about it on the podcast, I thought Carolina had 2 fatal flaws. 2 flaws that they would not be able to overcome when they got to the playoffs. And the first one was, I just don't think their goaltending is good enough. And while it's just 10 games, it's a small sample size with both goaltenders, it's also possible that while they won't be this, that they'll be easily good enough if their offense comes back a little bit more. And I think the offense, I think, is coming back. But will it doesn't have to come back to scoring 4 goals a game. What you want to be in the playoffs is the ability to go, I know we're scoring 3 times. And if you score 3 times every game in the playoffs, I think you're going to the finals.
Good odds.
If you score 3 goals a game in the playoffs, I think you're going to end up in the Stanley Cup Finals. But the goaltending looks to have self-corrected right now. The blue line, Dmitry Orlov missed a few games. Scott Morrow stepped in. Morrow got better. Orlov came back last night. And he played the fewest minutes on the blue line of anybody. He was 6th in ice time. But the emergence of Sean Walker during Orlov's absence was noticeable. And Rod Brind'amour talked about it before the game last night, that he played really well when Dmitry Orlov was out. So they started the game with Walker playing with Jalen Chatfield on the second pair. Now, Rod flipped back to the normal pairings in the second period, but Walker still ended up with the 3rd most time on ice. So to me, that is a significant thing. And actually, in my, whatever my opinion is worth, I think Walker has been excellent really for about 3 months. Everybody makes some mistakes except for Jaccob Slavin. Let's all get that out there.
So good.
He's ridiculous.
And was on the line that was out there for like 85 minutes.
Oh, on the penalty kill.
Yeah.
Penalty kill in the 3rd period with like 3 minutes to go. It's like 3:20 when the penalty was called.
Him, Martinook, Hall.
They're all stuck out
all
there.
Of them.
Well, Hall was in the penalty box. But right, I think Hall was in the penalty box. Martinook and Stahl were out there.
Yeah, he eventually came out.
Yeah, Hall, because you can't stay in there forever.
And they kept going.
Right. But Slavin, and you could tell those guys were gassed.
Oh, yeah.
But Slavin kept getting his stick in the way all the time. It would piss me off if I was playing against him.
Right?
I mean, I would be so mad.
Like the gnat.
I would punch him. I'm not even kidding.
Right.
If I was playing against Jaccob Slavin, I would hit him.
Yeah, and then he would be like, sorry, buddy, I didn't mean to make you feel that way, because that's what kind of person he is.
Exactly. Like, that's what Jarvis said. I don't want to play against him because he beat me, and then he wouldn't even talk trash about it.
Exactly.
He would just go, how you doing?
Yeah. Bring you a muffin or something.
Amazing. But he was awesome last night. But I also thought that, the other guys around, I mean, Burns played a really good game again.
Yeah.
Chatfield, I think he had a little bit of a dip a few weeks ago. I think Chatfield's playing really well. Goss is, they're all playing well right now. It's hard to judge a team when everybody is playing well. But I think that maybe the defense isn't as bad as it looked. Really, it looked bad because Burns was giving the puck away and Orlov was having a rough go. Remains to be seen whether Orlov can come back and be effective, really effective. But that's really what Scott Morrow gives you. He gives you some cushion. Because I think Morrow proved at the end that, okay, he could play. We're not going to expose him to a lot of minutes in a playoff series if we can avoid it. But I think he is an option.
Yeah.
And Alexander Nikishin, the top prospect in the league from the KHL, will come here when their season ends, whenever that is, probably early to mid-April. Maybe he plays, maybe he doesn't. But he's also an option, and you're going to need options. It's going to be hard to go through a playoff run without taking on injuries, even for a game here and there.
And Jackson Blake had a great night last night. Almost a goal. I even thought about
he
you
scored
too.
A goal. Scored a goal. They took it away.
And they took it because of offsides. And I was like, no.
Look, I get it. Jack Drury has a legacy. Yeah. And we are trying to live up to that legacy.
We are.
By having goals erased that were scored, because nobody did that better than Jack Drury.
Right. One game at a time. He's still living with us.
I'm very certain of this. He's the NHL's all-time leader in goals taken off the board.
Poor buddy.
Alexander Ovechkin scored last night. He's 7 away from the all-time goal-scoring mark by himself. 7. He's going to get it.
Yeah.
He's going to get it this year. Hopefully it doesn't come against Carolina. Canes have 2 games left with Washington.
That's right. That was one of my bets yesterday. It was only plus 100, but the fact he's still plus money is kind of stupid to me.
That is crazy. So, but yeah, Jack Drury left a legacy. Logan Stankoven, new guy, fitting right in, and Jackson Blake. And last thing about this, because the top line was awesome last night. Aho, Jarvis, and Blake were tremendous.
Yes.
Last night. When Mikko Rantanen got here, and I don't even remember these people's names, so it doesn't matter. I understand why people felt this way. When Rantanen got here, and initially there wasn't any scoring, there were plenty of chances, and Blake and Rantanen were the ones creating them.
Mm-hmm.
Those 2 guys. And because there weren't goals to go along with it, the immediate knee-jerk reaction was, get Jackson Blake off the line. I'm like, right. Are you watching the same thing I'm watching? Because he's the guy creating these opportunities.
Yeah.
So I would want that guy to play.
Yes.
Right, but
don't act like it didn't happen. The potential wasn't there. You won't make any shots if you don't try, at least.
He has been amazing. I think it's 19 games in a row without a goal.
Yeah, I know. That was what I was thinking.
I don't even care.
Yesterday when he got it and then it was reversed, I thought we were going to end the streak.
He had 2 other really good chances in the first period that didn't go. I just don't care. Let him keep playing like that, and let him keep playing like that without scoring. The goals will come.
Mm-hmm.
If we save all the goals for mid-April and later,
I'm down.
I'm here for that.
Yes.
But that guy, when he's not a fly, right? When he gets 20 pounds of lower body strength. Yeah.
Eat some biscuits.
He is going to be something else.
I'm so excited for that line.
Yep. Tremendous.